Let me tell you one more story. This story is one that feels almost unbelievable, like it's written in a book. It's a story about a man named Dan. Dan was in Utah and was former military and was homeless. He'd had a rough time, and honestly, he was kind of looking for a place to go where he wouldn't be a nuisance. He didn't want to be a bother to people, and so he knew that his grandfather had land in Columbus, Georgia. And he decided to walk across the entire country, to go down in nothing but a compass. It sounds unbelievable, but he knew he just didn't want to be a bother to people. That was his mindset. He didn't want to be a bother. He wanted to be somewhere where it wasn't illegal to live. So Dan starts his trek walking across the entire country. It took him 3.5 weeks of walking. I can't imagine how that felt or what he experienced, but every time someone asked him, he just said, I want to be somewhere where I'm not a nuisance. I want to be somewhere where it's not illegal to be. So Dan continues walking. He goes and with nothing but a compass finds his way, and when it would get cold outside, he said he would just burrow down in the ground to remain warm. And when it was nice outside, he would just sleep right outside. But finally he gets to Columbus and he meets a man named Jeff. Now Jeff had had his life changed by Jesus at Cascade Hills Uptown. And Jeff said, I need to invite Dan to church. So he kept inviting Dan. Dan finally said, you know what, I'm gonna go there, but I've worried that I've been to other churches and I always felt like a fish out of water, like I don't belong. And Jeff said to him, no, you need to come to Cascade Hills Uptown. I promise you will not feel like a fish out of water. You'll feel welcomed. So Dan took him up on that offer. He came into Uptown and he said that something felt different. The moment he walked in, he felt loved, he felt welcomed, he felt seen. And when the time came at the end of our service where we give the gospel presentation for an invitation for someone to surrender their life to Jesus, Dan didn't even wait until they were done with the countdown. He started walking down that aisle. He got down and gave his life to Jesus. And I can't help but to think, he started that walk thinking he was just walking to go somewhere safe to be, when Jesus all along wanted him to walk with him. Jesus was calling him, and he started his walk with Jesus on that day. So I think about what that means for us is you never know what people are going through, what people are walking into church with, what it took for them to come to church. A single mom with kids, or people who have been former military, people who experience homelessness, people who are going through things that we can never imagine. You never know what they're walking through. That's why every single smile matters. Every handshake matters. Every time you open the door, it matters, because for somebody, that could be the moment that changes everything.